Welcome back. The lawsuit of St. Louis versus Stan Kroenke in the NFL was one of the hottest stories for an entire year on KSDK.com. So tonight we thought we would delve into the $790 million settlement with two guys who covered it well, Randy Karraker and Ben Frederickson. They are tonight's Sunday Conversation. Okay, men, when you heard the news, $790 million. Your first reaction was what? Let's begin with Randy.
Well, it changed. My first reaction was only 790 million because I really did think that they would get to that billion mark at least, and I really thought more. But then once you marinate on it a little bit and you talk to people that were part of the plaintiff group or part of the people that were affronted here, like Dave Peacock, you hear them say, "Okay, it's all right with me." I started to understand it a little bit more.
For me, it was remembering where it started. When this lawsuit was filed, people didn't think it had a chance. I remember thinking in the beginning, hey, if they get that money back that they spent trying to keep the team to the task force, that 18 million, then probably would be a win.
Almost everybody that I've spoken to is upset because they either wanted the team $1 billion or Kroenke and Demoff on the stand, and they got none of the three. Randy, your reaction?
Well, first of all, Stan Kroenke and Kevin Demoff were not going to be on the stand here. It was only going to be on video through their depositions. That just was not going to happen. Secondly, a franchise was never on the table from the league standpoint or from the local standpoint.
And I understand folks who say, I really wanted to see the dirty laundry aired, but here's the thing, guys, it was aired. For anyone who's paying attention, it was aired. The Kevin Demoff letter with the foul language in it, the Roger Goodell lying on behalf of Stan Kroenke when he purchased that land in California. Jerry Richardson referring to Eric Grubman as being devious in his ways and his bias when he was supposed to be a neutral party here. The list goes on and on and on. And we all saw it play out in the pretrial hearings.
Let's say the number for the city and the county individually is $130 million. Ben, I think you've already written about what do you think should be done with that money? You have any good ideas?
Well, I think they're going to have to use some of it to kind of make some upgrades and improvements to the dome. That attracts a lot of events. It brings in a lot of money to the region through all kinds of things, sports and non-sports. They have not had a pre-existing agreement, Frank, on where this money goes. And that could be a problem if things go sideways. I think they're hoping that those conversations go graciously and everybody's on the same page.
Final thought before we let you go. If you had a chance to sit down with Stan Kroenke, Randy, we'll begin with you. What would you want to tell him right now?
Well, I would say, number one, hey, when you write a check for $790 million, you're guilty. And then I would ask him, was it worth it to spend more than $5 billion on the stadium, $550 million for the relocation fee, $790 million perhaps out of his pocket, and really put his own home state against him? Was that worth it to have the incredible edifice that he thinks is his legacy in LA?
I would go big picture and just ask, why are you the way that you are? I think there's a book to be written there, and I hope somebody writes it one day. I don't know what happened to Stan Kroenke that made him think the way he thinks or act the way he does. For me, I can't imagine anything worse than being, despised in your home state. And turning your back on a community and doing the exact opposite of what you said you were going to do when you became the majority owner of this team, Frank. One of the things we learned through the discovery process, we talked about airing the dirty laundry. Stan Kroenke registered the Rams as a California company the same year he became the majority owner. He knew he was going to do this from the start. It wasn't about the first tier clause. That was always his loophole. This was his plan from the beginning. And I would just want to know what happened that made him think the way that he thinks. And I guess the big picture is it worth it? But I want to know who hurt him and why.